you're fortunate. The Greenbuild initiative is fantastic. It's not something that would have been happening, 10, 15, 25 years ago. So firstly, seize the opportunity to engage with this. It is your community. You will meet people there who know less and more about the need to transition that community to a more healthy place. So it'll be a learning space for you. We love learning ultimately, and we certainly love sharing information, teaching other people too. It is an important as well as a beautiful part of the world, and your community are the principal custodians of that. It's your backyard. If you invest in your backyard, you are the people who will most rapidly reap the benefits of that. I think one of the key things is definitely involving young people in the decision-making processes there. They will grow to live and work and hopefully prosper in that community. They should have a say, particularly at this time when not just North Norfolk, but all of our communities are seriously imperiled by climate change and biodiversity loss. So listening to those voices and acting upon them and finding the courage to trust those young people who may take risks and who may make mistakes, but then frankly, haven't we all? We've certainly made a lot of mistakes, otherwise we wouldn't find ourselves in this dire predicament. But I think the key thing is to recognize that opportunities are constantly arising to make that positive progress. We must all as individuals constantly audit our lives and seize those opportunities when they arise and they become applicable to us as individuals. But don't be afraid of communicating your success. If you have a youth council and it works and it leads to some very positive change, I, for one, want to hear about it because I want other people to mimic it, to copy it, and find success elsewhere. That's how these movements need to grow. And I think that, the key thing is dialogue, keep everyone in the conversation. There will always be compromises to be made. There may be some conflicts, but the more of those we can smooth out, I think the process becomes far more creative. Yes, there are some things we simply have to stop, and that's it. And so people may struggle with those. But frankly, there have been a lot of things that we, have needed to stop. Child labor, slavery, throughout our relatively recent history, we've come to the point of recognition where we know these things are intolerable. And therefore we stopped them, and that's sometimes the case now. But all in all, I think that all of these changes have to be seen as opportunities and not handicaps. People have got to see, okay, so I'm going to have to do something differently. Well, that's good because it's an opportunity, not a difficulty. And I think therefore it comes to, sometimes it's down to us to present them in that way. So there are positive aspects to it, and keeping things realistic but optimistic, I think, is really important. And as I said before, thank you very much for the opportunity to engage with the initiative. It would be great if I had to do another 3 this evening because other councils were doing the same thing. But let's hope in a few years' time when they see your success that they will follow in your footsteps.